Good evening, everyone. Myself, Arun Tillak. I'll be presenting one of our project, KL Abdul Sattar. So, so initially the client had approached us for an retail interior project, but we couldn't see it as an interior project. Actually, once we visited the site, um, because once we visited the site was little lower. So initially, what had to be an completely interior project became like an architecture come interior project. So we had to consider the site which was much lower to the road level, and it had varying roofs, and the roof were little damaged and stuff kind of thing. So we had to renovate the space completely to make it fit for the interior, and then start the interior work. So it became like a back and forth work. Um, so the client had approached us for the retail store of hardware, veneers, and surfaces. So he had a lot of interior finishing products and materials kind of thing. So the amount of product that he wanted to showcase was little bit huge of numbers. So we had to work within the limited space and try finding a mechanism where we can incorporate more number of displays at a limited space, and also try to keep an spatial feel for the customer to enjoy all these products and understand the products. So this is the ground floor. So we had so this is the ground floor, this is the entry. So this is the main area. So we had raised the floor level from the road level, and then step down to the existing floor level. And then we have the staircase on the rear side that leads to the first floor. So we had segregated the products based on their typology and character. So these were the sections just to, so we created a larger roof. Earlier the roof was of lower height. We raised it a little bit more higher just to give an better entry feel for the customer. And then step down to the existing floor level and then move to the upper level. So this is the ground floor space. And so the materials that what we tried to keep was we just wanted to keep the shell as bare, like where the roof structure would be seen in the interior. So we try to retain that MS metal work that is there in the truss as the major element, and try to bring it out in the interior as much as possible. So these are the few, this is the main entry. So we tried to raise the roof and try to cover it up with the wooden as the natural material as it is. And these are the metal display mechanisms that we use to display different products. This is the floor level that steps down, this level. This level is the area that you see here. So you step down from the entrance to the display area here. And that's the area that again rises up. So that's the corner there. Yeah. So the major palette, we try to keep it up more whitish and more clean and dull, so the concentration of the customer goes more towards the product. And the product, each product were of different finishes, different color, texture, material. So we wanted the product to be very cleanly experienced by the customer. So that was one of the major reason to go with a very light palette. And we didn't wanted the roof to be a boring material and stuff kind of thing. That's the another reason that we wanted to make it with more of wood. And this is a store that sells more of veneer and wood and all those things. That's another reason that we wanted to make them very clear that we use the same material. And these are the few interiors. And we try to work with an retail fixture manufacturer in Italy. So we try to work with them in try of handling maximum number of displays in a confined space kind of thing. A mechanism where you can pull and rotate and see more surfaces rather than just having it on one surface. That was another, because the client had huge numbers. So he wanted to handle with more number of brands, more, and try to fit their entire catalog in his display. So that's kind of very ambitious, because he had his own brands to satisfy and his own sales and numbers and all those things. So we had to come up with new display mechanism systems and try to work with them in terms of, and we try to make sure that everything is metal and that stays robust for him for a longer duration, where you use it multiple times. So, and when all the displays are closed, it kind of becomes confusing for the salesman to show which is where and what kind of thing. So we try to work out little details of samples, something that's like a magnet where you can pull it out from this thing and hand over to the designers or customers who comes, little bit thoughts. And we try to work out the AC grill and all those things in the materials that what we were trying to do, but those were utter failure. We had to again change back. So the few interior shots, like where we try to play more justice to the product, where only the product is seen, and try to keep all other stuffs way muted kind of thing. So whenever one display is pulled out, the customer focuses only on that product and everything else gets muted out. This is the same space, so like once it's, when a customer visits, it kind of feels like a gallery and nothing is there kind of thing, then they can experience one surface after the other kind of thing. Like, so actually this is the feel that we wanted, but actually the client was happy that he was getting more a number of displays kind of thing. These are few other things. So these are few. The earlier roof was little lower, but we tried to make a roof that is of almost of same level kind of thing, so we get a better interior space. So few of the exterior facade, and this is one element where we were having a west facade. So we were trying to work something, a display which kind of acts, which cuts off the sun in the evening and also kind of has a display kind of thing for the pedestrians. So yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, I misread your firm's name as ATMOF Architects.
We would love to be, but
so one comment, like initially when you showed the existing building,
yeah,
when it felt much larger as a volume, but somehow after you intervene, there seems to be a shift in terms of the proportion majorly.
The main reason is earlier it was below the road level, so we had to fill up the floor a little bit to raise it to above the road level. That was one of the reasons that it became little shorter.
Okay. Thing. And also looking at the space from the photograph, if you were to see the white walls, grey floor was muted. Yeah. Seemed like your friend. I think the moment you did that wooden ceiling, it started conflicting with what you are reading as your display material. Okay. Like you look at these wooden, what do you call the
planks?
The planks, ready-made flooring. So there somehow the focus starts going more towards the roof.
Okay.
Yeah. So probably I think that's where as a designer you can have a better control in terms of, because if the material was something else, if it was a bright colored tile or something else, probably still there is a good chance that you would still be able to see this happen.
Okay.
And lighting, you had some consultant who was working with
you. No, we
felt a bit too busy with the spotlights, with those track lights. No?
Okay. The trackets were bulky. So
bulky and probably the
numbers were more.
You really need so many numbers. It was like these pigeons sitting on a electric post continuously.
Yes,
so
we felt we should have hired a lighting consultant.
and probably do certain things measured, no? So that the space also kind of comes out more with a lot of clarity.
Okay.
So that's about it. Yeah, thank you.
So when you showed the before pictures and what was the condition of the site that you came in to and convince the client that this is not just an interior project and it became an architectural project. So from there on to what you guys have done is a long way, and it came definitely it came out well.
Thank you.
The drawings you showed initially were very promising. I mean, really good drawings. And
okay,
I was thinking that that entrance space was some kind of a space where you will see the structure of the original roof. And I was imagining that in the section that you showed first. And there you could have played with something in the entrance.
Okay.
And as architects, we keep going to these kind of places, right? Material selection ke liye.
Yes.
And I always wonder, is white as a neutral palette the best thing to kind of display these materials? Or whether to use these materials in reality and create a space out of that. So it's always, I always imagine, I've never got a project to design this, but I always wonder what are the possibilities to really use these materials in reality and see how you can create the space, you know, then to create a different material. So did you guys try to explore using the materials? Because
no, since we confined ourselves thinking that like let's stick on the fixture and what is the fixture mechanism and display mechanism. So it all obviously we got settled to MS. And once we got settled to MS, then we got settled to the paint finishes what the vendor could provide. So it kind of like, it's like a domino kind of thing, one after the other kind of thing. Like what you opened up is a wonderful idea. So I'm sure I can hunt a next client something of the similar type and I can try your concept.
Okay. And then what was that wooden ceiling again? In the
it's like the beechwood kind of thing.
Why did you use that?
Should I be very honest? The client had a lot of stock, so that could
so that could save the entrance flooring or something, no?
No, I mean since it's a heavy traffic area, like where the customer walk in and stuff would be there, and we as an architects, we just go with one people, we take 5 members of their family and their extended family and all those things. So there will be a lot of footfall and usage of this thing. So that maintenance would be quite a cost.
Yeah,
and once the client has...
I'm saying what I meant is not really in the entrance, is somewhere else.
No, we did try to use in one corner, like one pocket space, like just to, like for our own satisfaction, that we used in the staircase and stuff kind of thing. Whereas like in the transition space
I think
kind of
that's
thing.
A little bit of a mismatch. Yeah. Otherwise, the industrial roof would have been nicer.
Yeah. I mean the front entrance part is the new roof that we worked. The rest is the old existing roof as it is. And we didn't want to keep the truss completely open kind of thing. So we thought like we'll cover it up. Kind of thing. Like you said, it's a mismatch. Next project we will try to.
All right. Okay.
Thank you. No, I don't have a question, but nice project. I enjoyed it. Thank you.
Thank you.